Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. This is the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Public Teachings. It's our 6th public meeting for Testimonials. It's Monday, May 8th, 2017. Thank you all for coming here. I'm your host, Flint Mulhausen, and also your host, Danny Moe is here. And we're here for this month. This is May's testimonial meeting for 2017, and we love to hear your testimonials. Anything with the Keshe technology in your world, how it's improved your life, affected your family, changed the lives of your family and friends and yourself in any of the areas, whether it's energy or health or you name it, and in any language. So please speak your native language. We will find someone to translate, and if not, no problem. So I'd love to hear your stories. Welcome, Danny.
Welcome, Flint. Welcome, everybody. It's great to see you all, and I'm so excited to hear about what you have been doing in the last 4 weeks, your experiments, your experiences, just everything. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to hear from our first testimonial.
Hello, Danny. Hello, Flint.
Hello, Jalal.
Hi. Hi, Jalal.
Good evening, everybody. I will ask now, we have one, who is there? Russia, okay. We have someone who have experienced the Keshe technology, and she is in very good condition, and she want to participate with her testimonial with that, and I will be translate for her in Arabic, if you don't mind, Danny.
Yes, thank you, Jalal. Can we just ask you to introduce yourself again and let us know what your friend's name is that you're translating for, please?
Okay, my name is Jalal. I am from Iraq, and in the meantime, I am in Sweden. I am the Arabic teacher for Keshe Foundation, and I am a knowledge seekers and supporter for 2 years now, and it was very beautiful 2 years of more knowledge and more science and more awakening, if I can say that. So I will ask Rasha if she is there.
Can you also have her introduce herself and tell us a little about her situation here? Obviously, the before situation, and then you're going to give us a nice after story.
Yes, of course. Rasha, أنت موجودة؟ I see her here, but I don't know if.
I unmuted her, so she's...
Okay, now she is there. رشا.
نعم.
مساء الخير.
مساء الأنوار. مرحبا. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello, Rasha.
Hello. My name is Rasha. I'm living in Sweden. My English language is not very well, so if I have no difficult, so Jalal can help me.
Yes, of course. I will.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your English is fantastic, so we're looking forward to hear from you. Thank you.
And she
Okay.
also she can in Swedish, I think. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyone, if you want to ask in Swedish language, you can, or in Arabic also you can, in English also you can, and so we are international now.
Okay.
Okay, حبيبي تفضلي.
If I can begin with English or Swedish or Arabic.
Whatever's most comfortable for you, and tell a little bit about yourself, your health situation, or if it is health or whatever, like your before story. And then
I prefer now in Arabic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there is also an Arabic listeners in the in this meeting, and in the future they will listen to that.
Wonderful.
Yes, it's better to in Arabic now, and we will try to translate it, me and her, and we will see. So تفضلي بالعربي رشا.
تمام. أنا اسمي رشا، عايشة بالسويد، وحبيت إنه أحكي عن التجربة اللي عملتها بالنسبة لهذا المحلول اللي أنا استعملته، وجاب لي نتائج يعني رهيبة بالنسبة للنظر، لأن أنا بالحقيقة عندي تضرر بالعين اللي اسمه ريتينيتيس بيغمنتوسا. وهذا الريتينيتيس بيغمنتوسا يتواجد بشبكية العين.
رشا هو اضمحلال، اسمه اضمحلال العين.
اسمه العشاء الليلي.
العشاء الليلي.
العشاء الليلي. هو يضر بشبكية العين، ومرور الزمن الشخص يصير أسوأ وأسوأ بالنظر. وهو أصلا هو يعني inheritance يعني وراثي. و يعني هو من ولادتي هو عندي. وبعدين بدأ يتطور عندي، وصار نظري أسوأ وأسوأ بالجوانب، لحد ما أحس إنه أنا نظري صار مثل النفق.
أوكي. هذا الأمر ورثتيه من الأب أو الأم؟
إيه من الأب.
من الأب.
وهو ضرير حاليا.
نعم.
كان يعني بالشباب أو بالطفولة كان يعني يبصر، حاليا ضرير.
أوكي. ممكن شوية بس على مدى ترجم الموضوع.
أوكي.
Russia, she said she have this inheritance disease which called again قولي لي إياه بالإنجليزي.
Retinitis pigmentosa.
Did you hear it, friend? Can you?
Retinitis pigmentosa.
I got the pigmentosa. What was the first word? Rentin.
Yeah, in the retin.
Is that an eye condition? Yeah.
Yes, it's eye condition.
Retina pigmentosa. Okay.
I was.
Which is what? Colorblind? No.
It's like from childhood she have it, and this is she inherited
from my father side.
From her father's side, yes, and with the age, with the continuous years, she will become more
worse.
Yeah, more worse in this kind of sighting, and until with about 40, until from 40 it will become like blindness. It's like she's living in a tunnel, and so this is the what kind of disease she have. And now her father also, he have this disease because she inherited from him, and he is totally blind since من يمتى الوالد
بعد الحرب التسعين. After 90 war.
1990, so it's about 27 years now.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. This is it. تشوفين رشا؟
نعم، شلون؟
عندك انت صورة؟
انتوا اشوفكم يعني؟ لا، بس سمع.
Okay. She cannot see the picture because only she is hearing. Flint.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I just brought up a Wikipedia article on retinitis pigmentosa and what it is.
That's great. Thank you, Flint.
Okay.
So it is a degenerative eye disease then?
Yeah.
Okay.
And تفضلي رشا كملي.
ما أعرف. شفت الصورة حاليا الموجودة بالشاشة؟
نعم.
وصحيح هذا اللي موجود هو بالنسبة للحالة اللي عندي.
نعم.
هو حتى بالعامة، يعني مثلا إنه أنا هسه أنظر بنظري في بقع موجودة تمشي بالمجال البصري، لكن بالجوانب يعني شبه معدومة.
الجانبية.
اي الجانبية، الجوانب كلتا الجانبين يعني سيئات.
اوكي.
والنظر يعني الوسطي او كما واحد يشوف الامامه متوهج باشعاع متوهج زائدا بقع متحركه.
Okay. She said her sight is still like
both sides.
Sorry?
Both sides.
Okay, the both eyes. You mean? Yeah. Okay. In the both eyes, she's looking. It seems like she's looking in the tunnel, and the edges of the sight is very dark. She cannot, you know, it's not a wide angle in her eyes. Only in the center, and in the center there's some spots. It's like moving with the moves of the eyes. So this is what she has experienced with her disease. So هذا كان بعد حاليا موجود هذا الأمر. لو
حاليا موجود
لو شوي تحسن
نوعا ما نقدر نقول تحسن بالنسبة لعدة حالات صارت عندي اللي كانت عندي سيئة، بس نقدر نقول 50%.
نعم
50% عندي حالة حسيت بها فرق عن ما سبق بحياتي كلها، اللي هي تقدر تترجم وبعدين أكمل الحالة.
Okay. She said there is so many things with her experience with the eyesighting that there's one condition she have progress about 50% better than before, and in one situation she recognized there's something good in her eyesight. Like you know, there is some like sun ray. You know, this the sun ray when it's coming out from the sun. نشوف شنو اسم التوهج بالسكت أقوله. كملي.
reaction يمكن أو ريتيرات يعني هيك شيء. نعم. الحالة هي بالنسبة لهذا المرض إنه الشخص لما يمشي بالشمس أو مكان مضيء ويدخل مكان أظلم راح يحس بصعوبة جدا، صعوبة إنه اسوداد وعتمة قوية، لكن بفترة يعني بعد مرور عدة ثواني دقيقة راح يحس وراح تتوضح الصورة إنه هو دخل المكان المظلم، مو بس صار مظلم وإنما بدأت تفتح الصورة إنه شنو موجود بالمكان اللي دخل له، ويقدر يكمل ويواصل شنو موجود بالمكان هذا اللي كان معتم، لأن اتضحت الصورة. حاليا بعد ما أخذت هذا المحلول أو القطرات بديت أحس إنه ما عندي مشكلة ما بين ما كنت أنا تحت مكان مضيء إلى مكان مظلم، ما عندي هاي الصعوبة. كان عندي مساعدة بالنسبة للنظارات، حاليا ما أستعملها.
أوكي خلنا أترجمها. التوهج هو she have blazing. You know that, Flint? What this mean?
What was the word?
Blazing.
Blazing?
Yeah, it's like sun blazing, you know?
Meaning blazing meaning hot or fast or?
I think he's saying lazy.
Oh, lazy.
I think.
Lazy eye?
Yeah, it's like no, it's not lazy. In the main lazy. It's here in the translator. It's called blazing, ZnG.
Okay. Well, there's several terms of of how it can be interpreted depending on how it's used in a sentence.
Yeah, maybe that. So,
means fast or hot.
Rasha, would you be able to describe that in your own words, maybe?
I tried it.
Wait. I will say it in Germany. Blitzing, no blitz?
Oh, blitz, you mean you see flashes?
Yeah.
Flash of
Yeah,
light.
that's right.
Flashes.
That's right,
Okay.
flashes.
You see, I didn't know it in English.
That's okay.
Okay. So she see this flashes all the way before, and now it's a little bit better. This flashes is not real strong. It's little bit, but there's one different thing in after she used this eye drop. And by the way, she is using eye drop from Keshe Foundation. And when she used this eye drop, all this blazing is coming a little bit calm. And she have this situation when she is coming out from light place to dark place. And in this time, she have real issue, real problem to go into the dark place, because it's like the darkness is all over, and there is nothing to see in this moment. After she used this eye drop, now it's much better, and it's coming. There is progress in that from this angle, and it take her less than seconds to adjust the eye, to adjust to the situation there. And only one thing I want to know, for how many days she is using. ايش قد الفترة اللي استخدمتي بها القطرات؟
أنا استخدمتها تقريبا من الشهر الثاني من فبراير. يعني لحد هسه، لحد الآن.
العدد
مستمرة.
مرة واحدة باليوم؟
لا، مرتين.
قطرتين باليوم.
ايه، الصبح ومساء.
Okay. She used the eye drop 2 times in a day, one in the morning, one in the evening. And since February, she was using this eye drop. And
وأيضا الشقيقة، عندي الشقيقة كانت كثير يعني عندي معاناة قوية وياها، بديت يعني تقل بنسبة، يعني يمكن إذا أقولها يمكن الشخص يقول مبالغة، 85%.
اوكي. هذه الشقيقة هي من النظر طبعا.
اي، هي تعتبر يعني سبب من أسباب المرض.
Okay. She have also migraine, and after she used the eye drop, she said it's about, she have progress 85%. She is not noticing now any migraine, and from what I know, she is now, because before she cannot read, because she cannot focus because of the migraine and the eyesight, and now she is studying. She is more focused in the studies, and she have no problem with the eyesight, and even she have not noticing that she have a migraine or a headache. So it is 85% progress in that. تفضلي رشا.
اي، هو يعني الشقيقة، واللي قلت لك يمكن هذا الشيء. ثالث شيء اللي يعني حسيت به، انه انا قلت لك انه الجوانب صح معتمة، بس حاليا انه مثلا شيء موجود بالجوانب، يعني مثلا انا امشي بالشارع وشفت مثلا شيء ابيض بالارض يجلب نظري فالتفت، او شيء ميتاليك، ميتال بالجانب تشوفه يعني يسوي ريفلكس.
يعني صار اكو استقبال للجوانب ايضا.
بالضبط. بالضبط. يعني تخليني هاي الأمور يعني تجذبني إنه بالجوانب أنا ما كانت عندي هاي الأمور. يعني معقولة هل هو حالة نفسية أو يعني شيء غريب؟
يعني القصد إنه هو النفق أصبح شوية أكبر، يعني أوسع.
الجوانب أنا هسه بالمجال البصري أبصر بس متوهج، لكن أنا قاعد أحكي هسه الجوانب كانت معتمة. بس مثل ما أقول لك الحالة اللي قاعدة تصير عندي باليوم مثلا إنه بالجوانب إنه يمر شيء ومض من الجانب، ألمحه ألف التفت له، أو مثل ما قلت لك اللون الأبيض، الأشياء اللي تبرز النظر فأميل لها أو ألف عليها، كنت ما أميزها.
Okay. She said there is a condition that before, when she have in the age of the eyes, always there's darkness, but now she recognized if there is something reflecting the light in this area, special area in the edges, she's reflecting, and she can notice that.
Or white color.
Or white color or anything reflect the light in her eyes. So there is so many progress in this item also. أيضا أكو عندك شيء بعد بالنسبة للوالد؟
أي نعم.
صار له أول شيء يستخدم القطرة؟
تقريبا صار له 3 أسابيع و4 أيام.
أوكي.
يستعملها كل يوم. واتصل بي
أيضا مرتين؟
أي مرتين.
أوكي.
فاتصل بي قبل يومين، فقال لي بابا إنه عندي حالة قاعدة تصير، وهاي الحالة هل هي مثل طبعا شعوري، هل هي حالة نفسية أم بسبب القطرات؟ بس هو يعني مثل ما يقول إنه أنا أحس إنه هذا حقل التجربة، أريد أمشي بيه، ما أريد يعني أوقف، ما عندي شيء أخسره، فأواصل بيه، ما عندي مشكلة.
أوكي.
عنده مثل حالتي، إنه شو مثل الرفلكس بالنسبة للضوء، إنه مثلا يجي الضوء من الشباك ومن يصير رفلكس انعكاس على مكان أبيض، فيحس التفت له.
أوكي.
أو مثلا من راح يصير عتمة وأكو ألوان متوهجة مضيئة بالتلفزيون تجلب نظره، ما كانت عنده قبل.
هو قبل أبدا يعني ما يشوف
أبدا. لا هيك يعني شفافيات، ضباب. نعم.
She said there's beautiful news because also her father, she gave him this eye drop, and he's using it for about 25 days now, and also he's using it for 2 times in a day. There's 2 sides in this thing, that before he's not 100% blind, but it's like a cloudy vision, so he cannot see nothing. But now there is something beautiful that he can recognize before the darkness, before it's come night, when the sun is coming down, if there's some colors going out from TV, or especially this strong colors when it's coming out from the TV, he's noticing it. He can distinguish it, and sometimes a little bit he can say which color it was that. And also when there is the daylight, when it's coming in from the window, when it's reflect in something metal, reflect in his eyes, he can distinguish it, and he can feel it. And he said to her, to his daughter, that maybe it is emotional or something spiritual in that. He said I will continue to have it because I don't have anything to lose. That is in his own words. So I will continue because I feel there is something, there is some hope, and this feeling who is making me continuing in that thing. هذا كل شيء رشا.
نعم نعم.
أولا أنا أحب أشكرك جدا
شكرا لكم.
جزيلا. أنت تساعدين، أول شيء ساعدتي نفسك وراح تساعدين ناس كثيرة
أكيد
عندها تساؤل، عندها مخاوف، لكن بتجربتك أنت إن شاء الله راح يعمل الخير على كثير من الناس. شكرا جزيلا رشا.
شكرا لكم جميعا. مع السلامة.
مع السلامة. I said thank you Russia, and what you are doing is really beautiful, and you are helping yourself and you're helping much more people that they have some suspicions and they're afraid to use such a thing, and now there's a little bit hope for these people to use Keshe products like the eye drops and all the different GANSes in different fields. Thank you, Danny, and thank you, Flint, for this testimony.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah.
How long a time period was this?
From February, he started using it.
Oh, from February. Okay.
I think it's mid-February because I was there, and when they called me that.
So like 2.5 months, or you could say maybe like 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah, 8 to 10 weeks. And don't forget, this is for her father is for 27 years. He's in that situation.
Do you, either or both of you, expect full sight recovery?
For her father or for her?
Both, either.
For her, she having beautiful progress in that, and every day there is something new for her, and she is very comfortable with that issue. And the father, he love it from his what he's experienced for her, and he's continuing with that. If there is some any question, أي سؤال من الأخوة المشاركين, if there is anyone want to ask something, she's still there and I am here. We can answer the questions.
Yeah, thank you, Rasha, and thank you, Jalal. That's beautiful, beautiful to hear your experience there. Thank you for sharing. And I see there is a question in the chat. Somebody is wondering whether Rasha not only used the eye drops that she purchased on the Keshe Foundation store, but also if she was using patches, CO2 and zinc oxide patches.
Let me ask her. رشا أنت هنا موجودة؟
أي نعم.
أكو سؤال موجود يقول أنت استخدمتي بس القطرات العين، لو أيضا استخدمتي الكمادات؟
لا، كمادات ما حصلت عليها، فقط القطرات. Just drops.
Only the drops she is using. She didn't manage to have the patches.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing, Rasha.
Thank you. Thank you.
And what I have here on the screen is the Keshe Foundation store. I can go to the GANS capsules. It probably should be renamed because it's the actual GANS powders. And there's 3 different types. We have one, this general one for the body, then we have one for the eyes, and then one for the skin. And I believe the price of 135 euros gets you 2 of them. You can either pick the I should say 2 of the 3.
Let me ask her one thing. رشا.
نعم.
انتوا الدليفري اللي جاكم بس كبسولة واحدة ولا 2؟
اجى على شكل باودر.
اي بس
Yeah, it's a GANS powder.
Yeah. Two.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Flint. It's two.
So you get with 135, you get the green one, which is the one for internal use, and then you get either the eye one, which is the blue, or the skin one, which is red. And so you get two, and then these are actual GANS powders that you reconstitute in distilled water with the instructions that come with them.
Yes. هي عملت
To basically create plasma water, liquid plasma water. So you dump these are GANS. There's a certain formula or combination of GANSes in each one of these that you would dump into like I don't know, half liter of water or something, or maybe even a liter of water, and then let it settle and to energize the water, and then you take the plasma water or GANS water off the top and use those.
Yeah, it's very easy to use. هو جدا سهل الاستخدام، يعني بس مجرد نحلل المحلول في 100 ملي من الماء المقطر ويستخدم بعد after 24 hours I think.
Yeah. I think the instructions say 24 hours, and you mix it up, stir it up, and then let it sit another 24, and then you can use it. So
yeah, they done that. هم عملوا هذا التعليمات موجودة كلها سهلة جدا، والجميع يستطيع استخدامها ببساطة. اوكي، شكرا رشا.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's amazing. There's nothing more precious than to get your eyesight back, or to get something back that you lost or never had.
Yeah, and the way to lose that also is more frightening.
Yeah, I know. And it's like she's never had good eyesight.
Yeah.
So, what is your age?
ايش قد عمرك رشا؟
37.
Wow. So you've been 37 years without being able to see.
Yeah.
Wow.
but wait, she have it before. انت عندك هذا من زمان.
Yes.
يمتى بدا وايش قد عمرك يعني كان؟
يعني من الولادة.
Flint, she have it since she is born. You know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She's been living her whole life, all 37 years, without being able to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
She gonna she's once she told me she gonna shake Mr. Keshe and cakes and when she's in good condition.
Wonderful.
Yeah, beautiful.
Have either you or your father visited a doctor to get proof or diagnosis and show that the doctors that you're getting your eyesight back?
You mean after the use?
Or even right now, yeah.
Not now. No.
بس ممكن يعني بالمستقبل تروحون انه لازم تسوون كشف.
I think, but I did it. I meet my doctor. وعملت التشخيص يعني الدياغنوس. وقالت اكو شيء غريب قبل كنتي تشوفين، حاليا ما كنتي تشوفين، يعني سيء. هل انت يعني بديتي تحددين انه المقابل الاشياء مثلا الحروف من تسوي التست مالت الحروف بديتي تشوفينها احسن، والجوانب بديتي يعني تشوفينها؟ هل كنتي يعني مثل اللي تكذبين علينا وحاليا يعني؟ فاني استغربت، ما قدرت اجاوبها، خجلت.
هذا بعد ايش قد الفتره باستخدام؟
عملتها تقريبا ورا 10 ايام.
بعد 10 ايام من الاستخدام؟
ايه. لا، لاحظ اني قبل 3 ايام حسيت هذا الرفلكس مال الظلمه والضوء.
بعد 7 ايام من الاستخدام؟
3 ايام من استعمالي حسيت بشيء غريب ما بين الضوء والظلمه. فقررت انه اروح للطبيب اعمل تيست. الدكتوره يعني استغربت.
رحتي بعد 10 ايام من الاستخدام؟
نعم.
Okay. خلينا نقولهم شوي. She said she done this inspection with the doctor, but when she used in the first 3 days, she noticed this the difference between the dark and light, and she said, "Okay, I will go to visit the doctor," and she went after 10 days to the doctors. And when she tested her with the eyesight, with the numbers and all of that, and she said, wait a minute. Now we are seeing these small things, and this one wasn't before.
She say, are you lying?
She said, are you lying to me before or what? Because now she's recognized these numbers, you know, and she's asking her, are you lying to me before? She said, no. She
But,
cannot say anything.
but my thinking is, it's been documented that she's had this disease and that she's, was nearly blind. And now if you go in midway, they can document that, okay, it's being reversed and she can see this much percentage.
Yeah, it's all documented. Yeah.
Okay, it is. Okay. That's why I just wanted to have that documentation there.
Yeah, we are just, me and her, we are already decided about that when give her 2 or 3 months more, and we will go to diagnose all the situation, and all of it will be documented.
Well, it's my wish and all of our wishes that that you recover fully and have 20/20 vision.
We hope so all. اتمنى لك كل الصحة والعافية رشا، ويحبون انه اذا بالمستقبل نروح نعمل ايضا زيارة للدكتور، ويكون كل هذه الامور موثقة، هي بسابق موثقة كل هذه الامور، صحيح؟
اي طبعا.
اوكي ممتاز، لانه هذا يعطي مصداقية للامر، ويحتاجونها في مركز الكاشة.
وحاليا عندي هم تخطيط. I have one plan to visit my doctor because I see that difference with my يعني حالة states or condition. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's beautiful.
Excellent. Yeah. Thank you.
She's planning now to go to the doctor because she's noticing so many beautiful things with her eyesight, and this all will be documented. So
can you see color
now?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. And you could not before?
Wonderful. Yeah. You mean both sides or
either side?
Either. Yeah.
Okay.
And reflects, it reflects when I walking outside. I see something coming beside me, like metal color, or reflects from sun, or white color. So yeah.
That's amazing.
She mean that these things wasn't there before. When she is walking outside before the treatment, before the eye drops, there is nothing such a thing. There is no. She's not noticing in the edge of the eyes, in the right side or left side. If there is in the corners, in the sidewalk, if there is reflect from the window shield or something, or lights, or she cannot recognize that before. But now, yeah, but now she's noticing there is all different reflectings from that things, now new things in her world.
Wow.
And these results come to me fast. So maybe I to think of this or not. I don't know.
أشياء متسارعة ها.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she's recovering in.
I can't recognize this, so I'm very happy.
Be very happy. Yes, yeah, you must be very happy.
I'm very happy.
And remember, your intentions go into the GANS also. So, and actually tell it what to do. So you intend for full eyesight recovery, and that's what it will do for you.
فهمت ايش قال؟ قال انه الامنيات مالتك والامل تدخل في الموضوع ايضا.
Yeah, absolutely. يعني قبل ما كنت أدرس ولا يعني مكتفة الأيدي. حاليا يعني دا أدرس.
ممتاز. She's saying before she cannot study because of her migraine and the eyes already they are destroyed from studying, and now she's going back to study and she will study. She will go higher.
Yeah, absolute. Absolute.
أتمنى لك الخير إن شاء الله.
تسلم، شكرا لك. وأتمنى لهم التوفيق بهاي الدراسات و go on.
Thank you. She have all the best wishes for Keshe community and all this knowledge seekers and the studies.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rasha. Wishing you all the best on your road to full recovery there. Thank you for sharing. Wonderful. Thank you, Jalal, for translating.
You're most welcome.
شكرا عم خالو حبيبي، شكرا وشكرا لكم جميعا. Thank you all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rasha. And good luck with everything for the future. I know you're going to learn so much about plasma. I feel this.
That's
She will. I am behind her. Don't worry.
one in 3,500 people have this disease, so it is quite common in a large population.
Yeah. So we hope the best for all.
Yes.
That's why we are here for.
Beautiful. That was a very interesting testimonial. Thank you so much for sharing. I wonder if we have anybody else who would like to come next. And I was kind of thinking, is Pim ready by any chance? Pim, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, and I'm ready.
Great. You were going to speak about the health unit that you have created yourself. And if you could just introduce yourself and let us know what you're going to talk to us about. Thank you.
In another life, a long time ago, I was a teacher with, I teach the teachers who teach children. So that was my task. I enjoyed that, and then I stopped and I encountered the Keshe Foundation, and there was something who triggered me in it, and I came back and I started to follow the teachers weekly. So before I did a lot of teachings about healing, soul voice healing, chakra healing, aura healing. So I have a lot of knowledge, but there was something missing. There was something I didn't understand, and that did not give enough result. So I still was a knowledge seeker, and now it's a year and a half. I am weekly with all of us together. And now I begin to see that a lot of things in my life begin to change. Change in the way that doors that were closed begins slowly to open up, in the sense of the sensitivity to feel the fields, and in that way to let me to give myself the opportunity to grow in it and to believe that I am growing in trust in the nature, what Mr. Keshe always explained to us. He say, you must understand. So after all the teachings, you begin to make links, and sometimes I see things that are proposed, to make my graphs. I make one who is in the plugged in, then the generators and all that, and it don't touch me. So, but if I saw the tube system that Dr. Rodrigo was make, then it was resonating with me. I say, that is what I need. I didn't know why, but a long time ago I bought the tubes, and it was all in my atelier, and it was still there, and it was waiting until the time was there to make it. So in the weekend and today I try to make an overview document. I put it on the Golden Age and in the Google of Lisa and Jim. I put it there. So why to have all it mentioned that I give you that it is not only a talk, that all is in there. So it is a 6 double tube system, and the structure where it is on is sort of a pyramid. It's not really symmetric because of technical issues I had. So there is 2 on the head because I make first another structure who was smaller, and then I must change a little bit the structure because to have a better chair. I will show you and on my camera after I taught a little bit. So there is on the head, there is on the throat, the heart, the hip and knee, and the foot. But the foot are 15 centimeters on a cushion above the ground, because the ground is sucking energy, and it's not what I want. I don't want to have less energy, I want to have more. So I put a link of the video on YouTube of Dr. Rodrigo. He explained very well how you can make them. So I don't make the same film because it's not necessary. Just begin with your structure to make it, and then maybe I share at the same time my camera. It's okay, Mo and Flint?
Sure, go ahead. I was trying to find your stuff. Where did you put it now? You said you put it in that shared drive that we have?
I didn't understand your question, Flint. Sorry.
You said you put it in Jim's shared drive?
Yes, in the Google Drive. The document
yes, where?
was... I just put it, not in a map, just general. But I can show you the system if you allow me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am in the system now, so you can see a little bit what it's look like.
Yeah,
if
go ahead, share.
See it. Yes, I did. Oh,
no, we don't see anything yet.
Vous ne pouvez pas démarrer votre vidéo parce que c'est l'animateur qui l'a désactivé. So you deactivate.
Okay, go ahead now. I'm sorry.
Yes, thank you. You see me now?
Yes, hi.
Okay. Now I sit in. So I have wooden sticks to do the pyramid. And it's so little, the picture I see. Normally I have the
You have to zoom out or hold it further away.
Oh, yes, okay. I will step out and then...
We can see a wooden construction saying you have 4 wooden sticks now, as it looks like. in the form of a
you see the
pyramid,
chair
yeah?
now?
Yes. Can see the
So
top.
it's just a wooden structure. The sticks come together above.
Mm-hmm. Could you hold the camera still?
Yes, I look because it's
yeah.
in reverse. It's not so easy
Okay.
to do.
Well, reverse the camera then.
Can I do that with?
Yeah. There's a
How
just
can
tap.
I do that?
Just
Oh yes, I
tap
see
the
it.
screen and then hit the button
That
to
is better.
reverse.
Yes, it's reversed now. No, I see myself. It's
Not
not
yet.
reversed.
There we go.
Yes. Oh, fantastic. So.
Okay, now try to hold it a little bit steady.
Yes. I will position myself. So you see the chair. The structures is attached to the chair because then it's more stable. And on the wooden sticks, I make them longer. So you see, to step out, I can put the tubes and then I can release them down. So if I am in, and then you see, you can put them all together. So the tubes are nano-coated in cold caustic outside because it's a mess to do, but you must be very careful. Is it okay that I explain how to do, or you want first to have the results, or
no,
why
maybe we have
I
a look
did
at it
no?
and
Yes.
see how many rings you have there. And
yes, I want a ring on the head, on the throat, the heart, the hip and knees, and then the foot. But because I changed the structure, it's not really at the same a place I wanted it. But if you do it, make the structure sit down, and then you can measure. You can learn from my faults to do better. So if they are in the cold caustic, you can easily put the small tube into the large tube. So you see, you have a thick one and a thin, and because of the cold caustic is like a soap, and then you didn't need like Dr. Rodrigo did with a wire you put in and like electricity man do to put wires in the wall. If it is in the cold caustic, it go easily through the small through the thicker one. So the pyramid, if you know or don't know a little bit, is a structure who gives energy. So I made the sides on the north, south, east, and west. So you see the compass on the ground, and also I put it a little bit higher than the ground, and the rings and the feet are on a cushion, so you have less draining from the gravitational of the Earth. What I also did is, you see in under the chair, you see a little V2 maggraph. So I make 3 of them in the bags. You see, they hang up. They're not on the ground. And if you are sitting in, your head, your soul in the brain is the 4th one. So if you know a little bit about technology, then you know that you are the controller. So you are a little bit a pilot of a new system, and your wish, you can put your wish in. So that is how I work with it, and I note everything, and then I can read some. So that is how it is made. You can read it in the document. But what is my goal? This, why did I do this? So connecting more with the plasma field through emotion, that is what I want to achieve. Feel more becoming aware of the sensations in my body in the unit, and elevate my happy feeling of the soul, because I experienced always that if you are happy, the magraphs work better. They are content too and give you more. I was in my car, I have a unit in my car, and it was a day I have received a nice compliment of a knowledge seeker who told something nice about my teachings, and that gave me such a pleasure. And then I was with my grandchild in the car to road him back to his parents. I was so happy, and he laughed at me, and I was singing with him. And normally in the car I have 6.3 kilometer liter that is needed to go on the road. And in this happy moment, this day, it was during 60 kilometer, it was 4.9. So I know that the happy feelings, if you can keep them and hold them, your magraphs work very, very nice for you. So what I want to achieve is that I plan more the creations I want to see in the world. World peace, of course, freedom of the children who are coached in misuse, growing plasma field interconnected who elevate the souls, that is a goal. Grow in confidence, trust of my creation power as soul, and be open to more possibilities. Create more balance in my body and try to create bone cartilage. I will talk about my issue. Reconstruction in the right hip. So here I add if I sit in, I add 2 calcium patches with CO2 and also Kohan amino acid on the right hip on 2 places. And I ask to do everything in respect to the ceramic hip on the left, because I don't want that the ceramic hip come out. So after a year or maybe 6 months, I will come back to give more, because now I went to the doctor, and his diagnosis of in the radiology, it's in Dutch. I didn't translate because I'm not sure to do well, but I asked the total hip to look at, and this is it's good. It's good, and the left hip, who is a ceramic, you can see it very well. I will show a bigger picture. So, so you see here, this the well defined is a ceramic hip. And you see at the right, there is a problem, because you don't see the line of the cartilage. So it's a big problem. The problem is bigger than I thought it was. So it was good that I went to the doctor. Now I have the begin situation that I work with. So, but I will give you some experiences I have already. It's now 10 days. I will sit because it's too difficult to hold still. I sit in 10 days now, 10 or 12 days. So, there is a cold flow if I am in there, like a cocoon. Carolina told if you hold the bottles and they are cold, that they are still have energy. So that assure me that there is still energy, because I did not put GANS with the liquid plasma in the tubes. Maybe I should do that. I was aware of happy sensation in my body and a soft flow of surrender. That is the word that is important. It's like you surrender to the totality. This I was happy in the moment, and there was also a pulsation feeling in the head at the beginning of the sit-in, and the head moved a little bit on his own, but it go away after 5 minutes. I could fall in a deep sleep. It's like the tiredness come up. And if I focus on a part of my body, for example, on my heart, I feel so much love in me, and it expands a lot around me. So there is more flow also in the ideas, how to teach, because I am focused on that the last weeks, and what to teach in my little videos for starters. So the emotion change, if you focus on, even if you feel sad or anger or you have fear, if you just allow yourself to feel it, what it is, where it is in your body, and you connect well with yourself, with your soul, the feeling changed quite immediately. That is something in no course in my whole life I could experience, in no meditation, no visualization, such a quick shift of emotions that I want to shift. So that makes me happy. And normally if I go walking, maximum 3 kilometers I can walk, I come home with pain. And now since I have sit-in, I walk the same distance, I don't push it further. So the walking is more smooth, it is not so wiggle-waggle. And also the field felt lighter and merrier, and I sit in with a big smile. Sometimes I don't know, and I say, oh, I have a big smile on my face. It just appears. So I feel more one with the unity soup, and more an acceptance in the moment. So I have more awareness also of my dreams. I lost that. If my mother died 17 years ago, I have a very nice relation with her. It was a very warm lady. I loved her very much. And if she died, it was not expected so fast. I was very sad. I need a lot of time to can live with that, to accept it. And before I dreamed that I was floating on warm water. I was flying in the air. I was on a horse at the sea. I have wonderful dreams. And it stopped one day to another. It stopped. And now, until 17 years with sit-in, it come slowly a little bit back. So I hope you see, I made it because I felt I must make that. I also want to came better on my hip. But now that I see the situation, I don't know if it will be possible. If there is someone who have ideas, I will do all what I can to avoid an operation. I did once and I don't like it, and it's not stable. The muscles around the hip were cut, and they don't hold the hip. I have a lot of pain on the operated hip also. So, but the last 2 years, you see, the situation is not so good. But the last 2 years, with the patches and the pens, and I could manage my pain. So it was. I don't take maybe one painkiller in a month, not more than that, and some periods even not one in a month. So it's a growing process in trust that this technology is so right, and that that the one who holds the results back is your not belief that this simplicity is possible. So it is also for encourage you to can work and to grow in this trust. So if there are questions or...
Thank you, Pim, for sharing that. That is beautiful and very interesting, and I hope that you can sort out your pain in the hips now.
Yes.
And just to summarize this, you, like I said, you had the wooden construct there in a pyramid shape.
Yes.
And then you've put 7 rings around it, and there's a smaller tube within the larger tube. And can I just ask, what is in the inner tube and what is in the outer tube that you have?
On the head, you see I put orange tape, the 2 on the head, because if there are larger people, they come higher. So in the head, it is CO2 at the outside in the bigger one, and zinc in the smaller one.
Water, yeah, liquid plasma.
Liquid plasma. If you want, Dr. Gridus told in his film, if you want, you can put a little bit of GANS in it. So maybe the energy will stay longer. I don't know. And in the other ones, in the with the white tape around, there it is. It's just the other side. In the inner, it's CO2, and in the outer, it is zinc oxide liquid plasma.
Okay, thank you.
So
very interesting, and you've looked it up on the internet on Dr. Rodrigo's video.
Yes.
Brilliant. So we can all get creative now.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing, Tim.
Yes, thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
For Bim, Danny.
Yes, please.
Bim.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
You are doing a beautiful job here. The down one, the GANSes, is it connected somehow with wires or something, or tube, or not?
No, the sticks are short with cotton and some with iron, thin iron. I short it like they do in the Scouts because otherwise wood and wood, there is not another possibility to keep it together.
Okay. So only that, it's not connected with wires or the
No, not wire. Just in the V2, the little star formation, there you have the 3 liquid plasmas, and there are little coils in the bottles and wires who connect each other under the chair. Okay. But it was not in the beginning. I did it because I thought maybe the energy flow will stay active that way.
Okay. Thank you, then.
Welcome.
Wonderful, thank you. Anybody else having questions in regards to Pim's design, or would anyone like to share their experiences with us? Just feel free to speak.
I want to thank, this is Liberty. Pim, you are such an inspiration. Thank you so much for persevering and discovering and being, like we all are, willing to be the guinea pig to your own health issues and working with these beautiful plasmatic energies. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
beautiful.
Yes. That is the opportunity to become ager.
Yes.
To aging. So we look more for solutions because we have more issues.
and I took your learning from this morning's class when I went out with more GANSes on my hands, and it was raining out, Pim, and I wished for myself to be in balance and then to be able to help share that balance with all others. And the sun came out, and it's been out all day. So yes, it is
wonderful.
Thank you, Pim.
Yes.
Why you didn't tell me that, Libby? I can do it here. We have all the day raining.
Well, go try it. You know, it's just amazing because we've just been through buckets of rain. And the sky is clear, clear, clear. It's beautiful.
Tomorrow I will do it. What GANs you have it in your hands?
CH3. This is what I learned today. I didn't even have the right rhythm until today. So CH3 first, then CO2, and then zinc oxide. Is that correct, Pim?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. See how we share and help. You were so beautiful. You were there with me. You were like, oh, yeah. And then let it dry in your hands. And I stepped out into the grass and I just opened them up and it just started to happen right away. And although it was raining out, I could feel the sun coming through. And by the time I walked back to the deck, which was not long, it was long enough to be in joyous bliss, not 5 minutes, it all sunny everywhere. Yeah. So, very powerful stuff.
This is Carolina chip, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And
Thank
Pim,
you.
I think you mentioned that it feeds us, right?
Yes, you could live with that.
Yes, you could
because
feel that.
everything is there in the universe too. But you must believe and trust, and that is a long process for us.
Well, I'm really enjoying the process, and you
yes.
are a big inspiration on that. So thank you, and thank you, Caroline, for giving it to us.
Oh yes, of course.
Thank you, Liberty, for adding this now. That's interesting and very easy to do for us now.
Yeah, like, well,
brilliant.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you have to make up a little blueprint sheet on it now.
Already done, sister Caroline. I guess I can call her sister because we're all sisters. Sister, it was presented, I think, in one of the teachings we went through.
Yeah. I mean, like something that's like a graphic.
Sure, no problem, Flynn. I'll ask you for some help on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever you suggest to do something, usually the person's just suggesting it and volunteers themselves. So.
I guess you did a good job, eh?
Yeah.
But yes, I will. I see the beautiful seed you have presented me with, and I will bring that into my hands to allow that to grow. So thank you.
Thank you, Liberty. Beautiful. Do we have anybody else who would like to share with us their findings, their experiments, their thoughts on what they have done? Show pictures. See, we have Douglas here as well. Or Eric. Any of you would like to share with us? Just feel free to open your microphone.
I can do that.
Hi, Eric.
Hi.
Eric, can you introduce yourself again, please, for us and let us know what you want to add?
Okay. I'm a retired electrical engineer, but I have worked with many things in the matter of state. I have worked a lot with, grown up on a farm, worked with animals, worked with Indians, raising Indians, a lot with Indians, and worked with electricity and building and, the normal work on a farm. Then I have worked on a metal factory workshop, with lathe and milling machines and having a complete teaching in how to work with metals. And then I started studying, and I've done a lot of different work with furniture and motorcycles and repair of radio and TV and while I was young. Then I started studying it to electrical engineer and worked as a designer of electronics and software, so I can make power electronics and all sorts of electronics now. And I also made a lot of software and databases and a bit of web programming, and spent 10 years studying free energy. So 2007, I found out that I was not being taught in school what I should have been taught. So right there back, and I started to work with this more primitive form of making plasma from the old-fashioned free energy, not comparable to what Mr. Keshe has given us, but still they did some stuff, and I learned some basics from that, and that's I'm very thankful for. Already in 2012, I noticed there was something that was about a macro, or at least Mr. Keshe, I noticed him, but I have been very busy with some projects and haven't had time to study it. But now when the big project was done last year, 14th of August, that was the day I started studying Mr. Keshe, and I started as a student 1st of December last year, and now I have done my best to learn something about it, but there's so much to learn. But this just begin in one end, and hopefully you get somewhere near the other, at least at the overview perspective. So what I would like to show today is 3 things. And if I may share my screen, then I have some pictures. What? I was allowed.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we are back in the normal problem that I have more screens then I can have a look at this one. Now I try again. What do you see now?
That's your desktop. We just need to share the pictures that's loaded.
Yeah, I see again, because when I have too many windows open, then I cannot see the one I want to share.
You always have to bring the one you want to share foreground first before you want to share it.
Yeah, but I did that, but there were more open windows than I could see in the Zoom to select. That's the problem. It shows 6 windows, and I have more than 6 open.
You need to have like 6 monitors then.
I didn't get what you said.
I said you should have more like 6 monitors then.
So
Yeah.
what are we looking at
Oh,
now,
yeah.
Eric?
Yeah, this is done in the very first days after I looked at the Keshe Foundation. I had no nanomaterials, but I know from my previous work that an ordinary coil makes a little tiny bit of plasma. So my thought was, I will get started as soon as possible. So I got a zinc plate and I got a copper wire. And I put it to work, and I added 2 diodes because that only makes the plasma flow there, not ordinary. These 2 diodes, they block the when you have the metals, you have this electric row of electropotentials on the metals, and these 2 diodes, they have a larger conducting voltage than the voltage difference between the copper and the zinc. So no ordinary DC here, only plasma fluctuations. And I waited and I waited, and nothing happens unless before there has been 2 or 3 months. Then something happened. This is pictures taken today, so it's not representative for what I got then. At that time, the copper was nice and shiny. And I formed some gel-like, transparent, bluish stuff on the zinc plate. And after a while, I harvested a portion of it and cleansed it very thoroughly. And this material, I honestly, I don't know what it is, if it is zinc, GANS, or whatever it is, but I used it anyway. I found out that it was very beneficial for the skin, and you see some material. Also, this from today, this picture, this bluish half transparent material, and I have used it for eye drops, and it has improved my mother's sight, and it has improved my friend Christian's sight. So now he can watch TV without and see the subtext without using his glasses. He could not do that before. And Christian is a self-taught health practitioner in Copenhagen that has had about 500,000 clients during his more than 50 years of practicing. And he has a seldom skill that is experimentation and observation. So he is a researcher in himself. What he do in many different cases for people is extraordinary. And Christian, he tries everything out on himself. So he got the better eyesight, and he had a very thin hair, had been totally bald on the top of his head. And he sprayed with this GANS water every morning and evening. And in January, he was totally bald there. But then 1 or 2 weeks ago, his wife discovered that he had hair in the bald area. Hair's beginning to grow, and also the hair around that there's come more hair in the area that was not bald. And here his wife pulls up some hairs in the middle that was totally bald. And you see, some of these hairs are over 10 centimeters long now.
Wow.
So
So she can pull his hair again now, Eric, yeah?
What?
She can pull his hair now again.
That's why he lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here also he says he has never had black hair. He has been blonde, light blonde. But see now, if you see at the bottom of this picture and also at the top, you see a lot of black hairs. If I tried to like sift through his hair and look, there's many hairs, but most of them are covered by the white hairs. But I can count many if I look at the picture here. So he's very glad about that, and also his wife uses it, but she has a complaint because she lost half. She says that she lost about half of the hair on her head, and now that has become to increase and being more normal again. But what she doesn't like is that she got hair in her face also. That was not so good.
Yeah, I can imagine that, yeah.
So he must have had black hair when he's young.
No.
No?
He says, I never had black hairs. But it's only a few one there. I have seen the same with myself. You know, I'm also blonde, and I have not sprayed me so much, but I have got a few black hairs on my head also, at my beard. So I don't know why. But that's the story with Christian. And that was made with this very, what we say, newbies way of making GANS. Today, you saw the cover was corroded, and I have not used the last one. It was blank and shiny, and I washed it thoroughly when I harvested this GANS. So even if I did it in a very amateur way, it works. And Christian is very happy about that. The next thing is I had spoken about a nano-coating machine, and I got a bit wiser, and I have to recognize that a friend of mine says it's seldom you cannot build a thing better the second time. Something works and something I'm not satisfied with, but this is basically an aquarium, and because you put boiling water in it, I was afraid to crack the glass, so I built an inner container at the bottom, and then I had have a frame which is meant for hanging up copper stuff or whatever. And here's the frame with some copper rods, not necessarily mounting all of them, but the ones I need. And the bottom container with some chicken wire in it. And here's an aluminum plate with some resistors, so I'm able to put in 300 watts of energy into the aquarium. And here I have nano-coated where it was covered, and I let the plates stay in the bottom, and that was a mistake. It has to be hung up like the rest of it. But this has been nano-coated, covered with caustic for one full 24 hours. And I'm sure next time I do it 48 hours. And even though I have rinsed it, I will be much more thorough next time. I washed it in soap water, and I cleaned it in some rinsing water of distillated water and vinegar and a bit of salt. And why I tell you this, you can see even the little coil at the right had some black on it, and also the two triangles. And that was meant for room heating later. But the triangles are made of foil, and there was lacquer on the foil. So I took some sandpaper and was sanding the surface in the hope that I was able to do a proper nano coat of it afterwards. And you can see here in the next, there's the insulation box I have made so that I can warm it up without a gigantic electricity bill. And here you see them after 24 hours in steam coating. And what I really don't like is when I watch the area here. You see my arrow? Do you see my mouse?
Yeah, we can see it, yeah.
Yeah.
See this area, see here, and here. That's not good at all. I don't know if I expect too much after one steam coating. I don't know.
Oh, no, you have to steam coat them for quite a while, or many times.
Okay, so maybe this is not that bad at all.
Actually, it's probably pretty good for just the first steam coating.
Okay, and here I have hung up the plates. There's two small plates and a bigger one. Okay, we take the next picture. This is the plate after 24 hours of steam coating. And it looks black to the eye. It looks much lighter on the picture. I don't know why. When I look at it with just with my eyes, it looked very black. But there's still some spotting on it in this area here. And maybe there is a thinner layer here with a bit of copper shine through. I don't know. So regarding the nanocoat, my experience with this so far is that I will avoid the glass aquarium. In the meantime, I've got access, or actually this one was built with access to a laser cutting machine at the nearby university. They have a fab lab that is open for public. So I will make a new aquarium in apostrophe box for nanocoating that is much bigger than this one, also insulated and no glass. and I will have so I can replace some stuff, so I can make a more efficient flow of materials, because I will nanocoat for 2 days in a box, and then I will move it over here, and then I will have a box for drying it after I'm satisfied with the nanocoating. So I have 4 more process steps in a separate device to speed it up, because I want to make a lot of nanocoated things in the near future. So when I steamed it, I had it for 1 hour at 100 degrees, and then I lowered the temperature to 57 degrees, and after that I lowered it to some in the 40s, and it went for 1 week, and there was steam on. But one of the bad things about doing it this way was that the lid upon it is level. So when the steam condenses on the lid, then it drips down. So the next box I will have additional height, so that I can have about an inclination of 30 degrees on the lid against the box, so that when something condenses there, it runs down and drops down, and the bars has to be placed longer away from the edge, so that the dripping doesn't hit any of the wires. The 2 outmost wires, you can see here a yellow wire, and you can also see a yellow wire here. I just short these 2 wires in order to drain it, because I have connected the wires to each of the rods, so I can drain it without opening it. At least not for the 2 small. I also made a paint pen in there, and it was beautiful black all over. So I just nano-coated this one steam coating.
You're a bit of a multi-talent there, Eric, and you're experimenting day and night, it seems, yeah?
No, I'm not. The school eats a lot of my energy, but now I had vacations for 2 weeks, and I managed to fix the training problem, not to do the actual work, but get the paperwork okay for the Swedish house. I was ordered to do something about the drain, increased environment laws and so.
Fantastic. Good work, thank you.
And this is my new little baby. It's a copy of now the name was gone. Brett showed it.
What is that?
This is the thing that Brett showed Friday about a month ago, I think. This is the way he makes GANS, and Armand was there in the Reactor group when Brett showed it. Or was it? No, it was ordinary class. And I think it was shown the following Wednesday. I discussed this in the Reactor group, and Armand came I discussed it with him, and he said that the most pure GANS and the most strong GANS you get if you make it with pure field, no touch. So here you see a glass, and in that you have a salt water, distilled water with a clean salt, and inside the vacuum bag that has been vacuumed, you have a zinc plate. But look at it. This one is beautiful black. This was a trial and error, because first I did a fire coat, and I have to tell that the wire here is only 1.1 millimeter, where the ordinary macro is made in 1.6. And the more heat the coil can hold, the more easy it is to fire coat. So this is extremely difficult to fire coat with a butane gas burner. So I was lucky to make this good, but look at this one. The top one was good, but this one, you see the bright colors here. So it's not okay. But I was thinking, now I made it, I will not give up. So I caustic coated it afterwards as good as I could. And then I put it here. And it was completely dead. Completely dead. But after a week or two, it began, you know, this black wire is connected to the phase, the live phase of the mains supply for the mains outlets, you know. So there is the live phase for the 230 volts. The neutral, I don't use it. So I feed this in, and I know from previous experience that around 200, 300, 400 volts, the stretching of the plasma is non-linear, so that will generate a little bit of plasma. I've done this before. So I was thinking, if I'm patient, maybe something happens. And after some weeks, on the wire here, that wire, the yellow wire is connected. You can actually see it up here. There is a nano-coated copper plate here. A little bit of plasma began to occur here, just a tiny bit, measured with my diode, our Manco plug I've shown earlier on. And I was thinking, okay, now it starts. And at the same meeting, we also discussed the nano-coating. If you have this device running and you replace the yellow wire with a lot of stuff you need to nano-coat, then the plasma from this device will flow through the stuff to the nano-coated plate. And especially Arman said, if you put this on the bare ground, it will be a very fast process to nano-coat your copper material. So that was one of the reasons I wanted to build this one. And now Christian, the photos you saw of Christian's hair, he left less than an hour before we started here. And he and his wife are very, very sensitive to energies. They use this in their clinic. So his wife was quite impressed about the field around it. But even that she said this field is quite strong, I will judge it to be about 5 to 6 meters in diameter. The field is not strong enough to produce GANSes, but as long as this coil is a little copper color is there, I don't expect more. So I'll just wait and see what happens, because I consider this to be my little GANS factory, because Brett says that when this runs well, it can produce 1 glass of GANS in 2 days. So I'm hoping to obtain that when it wakes up finally, because I'm sure this coil is doing its work. So it works on nano-coating the 2 other coils that are not so perfect. So I hope that when all this is nano-coated and start working, then I will get GANS produced here. And if I don't get any results here, I will make it full size like in the normal Magrav. And I have to add that these coils are connected the same way as in the original Magrav blueprint, just the inner ring has been twisted 90 degrees. I think that is what has to be told about this thing. The last thing is that Christian in his clinic has a lot of people with asthma, and he says that 80% of the Pakistan, what is the word in English, that has come to our country? What's the name of it?
Community.
Yeah, they have sugar disease. A lot of them, he says. And I noted that the breathing device could do something about the sugar disease. And I also heard about the asthma and other good benefits from it. So I decided to build one. So I started making a CAD drawing of it, and this is the coil former to hold it. And this is made just like an ordinary maggrav coil with an inner coil and an outer coil. I don't know if there's any benefits from doing that compared to a normal roll of plastic tubing in a bucket of GANS water, but at least this has the advantage that there is water fully around each tubing, and I can nanocoat it in the coil former so I don't have to touch it afterwards, meaning I don't risk destroying the nanocoating. So I went again to this fab lab, and I got this cut, and unfortunately the laser cutting, and you know, they're not to the level I was at when I was using lathe and milling machines, CNC equipped. So they have radius compensation for the cutting tool, but there's none of that on that laser. So I got too wide slices, so it was not very precise to assemble. So I just used two bars of aluminium to align it, and I used some glue that is hardening on UV light, so it has to be made in the sun. So I was lucky that Saturday we had sun here, so I got it glued, and here you see it with the plastic tubing. Unfortunately, the plastic tubing is sold out at Biltema, the big Swedish chain that grows every day. They start new shops several times a year. And luckily now I have one very close to me, not as lucky as Eva. She can walk to it, I have to drive to it. But they are sold out on this, so I cannot show a fully mounted one. You see, I miss two windings at the top. And I have to make some tubing here with a 180 degree, so I can assemble it without having a flat tube there. And
that looks very good. That is part of your breathing device now, yeah, Eric?
Yeah. And I want to make at least 4 first, 2 for myself and 2 for Christian. So
that's a wonderful idea. Yeah, beautiful.
And I don't know if in electricity it works. We know it works in electricity, that we have some plasma flowing in the coils, and we have these loops, as Mr. Keshe calls it, that interacts. And if it's true for this one also, I should get a stronger field in the air than ordinary. Then I bought one of these medical pumps. I don't know there was several models available, and I bought one that's called Camry. I think it was about 60 euro for that. And it's a pump that delivers the air in, I think it's a piston pump, so it comes in impulses. And that means that when I have to connect this device, I will make a sound silencer, just like on a car, so that the air will flow smoothly, because this has to be used for many, many hours. And if it's vibrating all the time, I'm fearing that the nano-coating on the outside, and only on the outside, is nano-coated, because we don't want nano-coating particles in our lungs. But I'm fearing that if the pump impulses are going in these tubes, it will wear off or wear down the nano-coating. So I will have a silencer between the pump and this device. And after the device, you just have a normal air breathing mask connected to it. And I will 3D print some air connectors at the top of the bucket. I found a bucket very nicely that fits this one.
Fish tank pumps work well too.
Yeah, but it's also impulses. It's not a smooth flow of air. And I don't like it to vibrate because when we have the trouble making it. It would be nice if it's able to hold for several years without failing to. If
Can I just ask you? Sorry, interrupting you, Eric. Can I just ask you? You have constructed. You have put your tubes around your construction, and then have you left the whole device in a cold caustic for a long time, or have you steam coated it, or?
I haven't nano-coated it yet because I have not enough of the tubing. I'm waiting for the shop to get more tubing so I can just unwind the outer layer, because the inner layer, it's some work to put it through all the holes.
Yeah, there's supposed to be 7 meters of tubing that's coiled and in the liquid.
Yeah. This device has about nearly 8 meters. So, but I look forward to get the tubing. How do you think I should nano-coat it? Steam? Have it in fully covered with caustic water for some time and then steaming it afterward? How should I do it?
No, the whole thing should be set into a container to be steam coated, and it's sealed, and it's steam coated for multiple times.
And the container I will use for steam coating is the container that has to be placed in when it's done.
Why not? So the whole thing's nano coated inside too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my plan. If it's nothing wrong with that. So this is
Eric,
what
I'm taking the container that you're going to put it in is also acrylic or something.
Yeah, it's actually. They don't state what material it is, but they stated it's solid for 65 degrees, and that is to be completely stable in form. So I guess it will not get hotter anyway when you steam coated it.
Yeah.
Not much. But Eric, the bottom of the bucket, which is polypropylene, that's the same as the containers, the normal square containers we use for nano-coating. I've seen the things we all have. That's polypropylene.
Yeah.
And it works there, so it will work for my little bucket also. I think it's an 8-liter bucket.
I think we have a question here from John.
Yeah.
Is that right?
No, please come, John. I was just finishing what I was saying.
Yeah. No, I've got a suggestion. The way I nano-coat hose pipe is I fill the hose with the caustic soda and close it up on both ends and put it into a pan and boil it in water. So it's in boiling water, and the caustic soda inside the hose.
In this case, though, Dr. Klaus has advised us not to nano-coat the inside, only the outside.
We don't want to breathe the nanoparticles.
No, I've just come in, so I didn't know it was for breathing. Then the other around would be to do it in a stainless steel deep pan, put the caustic there, and close the empty pipe and put it in there, or put some water in the pipe so it won't deform. Put some water in the pipe, close it up, and you caustic the outside.
Yeah, maybe that. It depends on if it will deform, then I will do it that way. But I don't think it's necessary because it's supported 8. You know, there's 8 supports on the coil former, so it actually.
You could do that without the structure that holds the pipe before you put it on the structure.
Yeah, but the whole idea with this, John, is to put it on the structure, because then I don't have to touch it at all afterwards, so I don't cross the nano-coating.
Yeah, that's the perfect way what Dr. Klaus said to do it. That way, this whole thing just sets into the canister of CO2 zinc water that you can use then for your breathing device and change out only the water.
Yeah.
And if the supports are nano-coated, doesn't matter.
No, I don't think so.
That would be an advantage.
Yeah.
So Christian is very enthusiastic about this, and he gets more and more excited about it. In the start, he was just interested, normal interest, but now he's very excited about this, and he wants to use as many of the things as he can in his clinic.
Yeah, and this is the first line defense, or you could say this product here is like fix-it-all thing for anything that's health problem related.
Yeah,
It's a first line defense to help with that problem.
And it would be a nice combination now with the health tube unit that Pim has created, wouldn't it? To combine those two.
Yeah, I will do what I can reach in my life for 24 hours, and all the other stuff I have to do a little bit about also. But I think Christian is very, very keen on something happening, and he just bought some previous actually a small business center for very low price with nice rooms in it, and so maybe, I cannot, I have to empty my house of all this stuff I have collected. So at least I hope I can move some of it to his residence to make things there. Then I get much more room that is needed when you want to make so many things. I want to make health units, both the tubing one and the Markgraf coil one, as soon as I have obtained the skills to do it. But now we are speaking. Now we are speaking about Christian. If you don't mind, I have 2-minute video that can tell you a little about this guy. This is. Are you interested in that?
Very much so.
There was a little boy in Denmark that he was a Mongol, but loved very much. And he was not that old before he lost the ability to breathe, so he was brought to the hospital, was there several months, and got worse and worse. But at last, the parents got the message that the doctors wanted to turn off the respirator. Then the father went to Christian and said, "What can I do?" And based upon the information given by the father, Christian gave him something to put on the lips of the boy. And this was around 12 hours before the doctors wanted to switch off the respirator machine. The doctors have had this boy for months, and now they wanted to let it go. So this is just so you easier understand what I'm showing now, and there is some subtext in English, so you have a chance to see. Now I have to share screen again, and then I have to
Eric,
this
one question, please.
Yeah?
Yes. Have you tested breathing through that pipe? Because some of those polyethylene pipes have a very pungent smell, not smell because it goes through your throat, but it really gets down to stinging your throat. It's very strong.
This is a water hose intended for use for water systems in boats. So I
tried several, and some of them are very pungent. They sort of sting in your throat. The scent of the polyethylene vapors.
The best hoses recommended use are for oxygen. When you have to carry on the oxygen tank or something.
But as I see it, these hoses are not. I don't think it has any problems with that, because these are meant for the water systems in boats, and
Yeah,
that's
well,
why that's why
water,
it's sold out, because all the boat owners, they have bought all the water, all the water tubing.
water is one thing and the air is another. So just try it out. Breathe a few minutes through it and see what it, if it doesn't give you any impression in your throat.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you.
Ah, don't mention it, because if you get down to doing it all and then it's tastes like garbage.
Yeah, I understand what you say. Okay, so now I will share this little video. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we have the sound?
No, you have to share sound too.
Oh, sorry. Stop share, and what do I do then, Flint?
At the bottom of the share window screen is 2 check marks for sound and optimize full screen.
Sound. Okay, is it
Share computer sound?
I'm sorry, I don't know where to. Is it beside? There is
The window that comes up for you to choose when you hit share screen, it pops up
besides the microphone.
No.
There's a
No, when you hit share screen button, that pops up a window. At the bottom of that window, is check marks for share sound.
There's no check mark. Do you mean the window? Select the window or an application that you want to share?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
But where's the menu?
Should be a couple of check boxes at the bottom of that window.
No, it's not. It's probably because it's a Linux version then. Oh. Damn it.
Well, it should be close there. We're all the same. We're this Mac. Doesn't matter.
But here it says computer audio connected.
Yes. Yes.
But that's just on the window where you see the microphone and the share screen.
Yeah, so when you hit the share screen,
others.
when you hit the share screen button, that brings up another window to choose your application.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of that window is 2 check marks areas for share computer sound and optimize full screen.
No check marks, just a blue button that says share screen. You know what? Can't I do that you get the sound from my computer speakers and then it listens to the microphone listen better than nothing, right?
Yes, yeah.
So, okay, then I have to
microphone next to the speaker.
Speaker. Then I move it to. I just try to play. See. No, that didn't help. Yes, because I have such a Jabra sound device, and if it plays, it doesn't. It suppresses sound under this certain level. I think. Leave computer audio options. Maybe I should leave.
No, you don't want to leave computer audio. Then you won't hear us.
Or you could just send the video to Flint, and we move on then and watch it at a later stage. If nothing works.
Possibly. You can zoom.
Would you like to do that, Eric?
Flint, on my computer, you don't have the option of a microphone either.
It's there when you share screen. It's there in Mac and Windows.
I've looked at the share screen, but it only shows you the different programs you've got to open, but it doesn't say anything about the sharing the audio.
Yeah, there's two little checkboxes at the bottom of that share screen window. We can read it, at least. We don't hear anything if you're talking.
Sorry, Eric, you're on mute at the moment. We cannot hear you.
You'll have to reconnect your computer audio or leave the meeting and come back. Okay.
It was nice to see that he was able to help those kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice to see that.
And I didn't quite catch what was in those drops.
Some homeopathic remedy.
Yeah, I know.
I had iron in it.
Some of the subtitles like blinked up there for half a second.
Yeah.
Okay, Danny. Now we'll wait for Eric to come back in.
Yeah. I don't know, how do we have many more people who would like to share?
We have Paul. Paul has been here waiting patiently.
All right.
I'm back. Did you see anything?
We did see, yes, Eric.
Yes, we saw. Okay. So we were able to read the subtitles.
Okay. And then my Zoom went down. I had to reboot it.
Yeah.
Or not reboot, but restart Zoom. Okay. So that was all for the 2 cents or whatever we say.
Fantastic. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for sharing all your experiments there.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
what I'm very impressed is that Christian is able, without seeing the boy, he's able to save him in less than 12 hours, and the doctors can do nothing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Did he ever say what was in those drops?
I can ask what it is. Yeah, but did you see there was something from an electric eel and and some the slimy stuff and some other ingredients? I can ask him specifically what it is, but Christian has more than 4,000 remedies. It's quite a big store of all these type of, and many of them you can't buy anymore. He just knows how to make them.
Is there any apprentice?
Yeah, his wife is working there, and the daughter of he got a new wife, and his bonus daughter, as she wants us to pronounce her, the bonus daughter, she's also working there. But he has tried to get more staff because he was in the Danish television some years ago, and after the television, there was the maximum of 120 people a day they could handle for 3 years. Then he was worn down. He couldn't stand so much job pressure. He started 6:30 in the morning and worked to 10 in the evening, stuffed with customers. So now he just have about 30 a day. And he says we don't have a health system in Denmark. We have an illness system in Denmark. Harsh words, but there's something to it, I think.
Yeah, it's great to see that people can be helped, you know. And
he says that.
And thank you for sharing your health devices that you're going to build now. We're looking forward to
it will
the next time.
It will be very interesting to see what Christian has to say when he has used it for some time. He says that 80% of the persons coming to him get well, and that's a high percentage.
Yeah, that's great.
Well,
thank you very much. Yeah,
with the Keshe technology, we'll turn that into 100%.
Yeah, I think so, and it cannot get fast enough. Better yesterday than tomorrow, in his view, I think. So thank you for listening.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you for sharing, Eric. Yeah. Who's next? Yeah. You were saying Paul is on the line. He's got some pictures for us. Is that right, Flint?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Danny. Hi, Flint. Hi, everyone. Yeah. How are you?
We're very well. How are you? And what do you have for us, Paul?
I have make one devices, one health unit, and we have see the effectiveness of these units, which go more than what we was hope to get, and we will share together and see how we can implement and use it in other lands. So, Flint, can I get the picture? The first one.
Is that the right one?
Yeah, okay. So this is the devices, the units. If you remember the last, I think the last or before last one, public teaching, Mr. Keshe was talking to make different GANSes and put it in 2 dynamic reactor. So I was get inspiration before and I make this unit, and what I put in the blue one, in the blue reactor, I put zinc oxide inside, and in the red one I put CO2 inside, and I put a GAN inside the bubble, and then I put it again in the bubble, and it is 2 inside. So I put GANS of zinc oxide 60 milliliter, and then I add 20 milliliter of GANS water of zinc. For CO2, I put GANS 20%, and then 40% GANS water of CO2. And then when you see these, I don't know if I can get pen. If you see the devices, the way I make it, when I want to share what we get with this like testimonial, first, when I put it, the motor on, the first impression is it was like I was in touch with electrical currents. So this is the back side of the unit. I use it with I use the wood to make it, and the box inside I put just to protect the level I have connect the what I call the file. So when I on it, I was feel like I was in touch with electric currents. It was like the device was transferring the energy to me, but the energy was very high, very, very high. So what I do, I let it work, and 10 minutes after, my wife come and ask me what happened in this place, or these units are bringing this energy in this house. I say, what you feel? She said that she feel like he touch electric currents. I say, yes, me also, I feel it. And 5 minutes later, my daughter starts running, dancing, being enjoyed, laughing, goodness. So I let it until 20 minutes. 20 minutes, what I feel, I was disconnected with our worlds. It was impossible for me to think, to touch, and to resonate. I enter in the zone where I just live. Nothing was impossible to control by mind. Just life, and it was very, very amazing and very, very important. Very, very important moment for me, because I feel this, I know 3 or 4 times in my life, and I know what I do, and this was very, very, very amazing. I was disconnected with the world, and I enter in one zone where it was very good to live. So after my wife was telling the same thing, so I switch off the unit and then call some friends. They come, and then I put on the reactor, and I say, I want you to give me impression, just stay with this device. And there was relating the same effect that I have feel, that my wife have feel, that I was seeing the doctor are doing. So that what we do, I try now to find the polarity, north and south. So I take the zinc oxide and I let the line in parallel with NOF, and I let CO2, the line was in parallel with the soft sides. And we feel a different type of energy. And then we turn the device, so we put now the zinc on the soft side and CO2 in the north side. But energy was not at the same level. The last one was not too powerful. So what we do, we put the motor on and we try to go far to the reactor to see what we can feel. Until we go outside, we still feel the same thing. And then we try to go far and far of the home and we feel it. But more we was going far, the powerful was decreasing. So diminution when we was going far. And what we feel also was people start being around the house. So, and you see people was walking to go somewhere, but they come just outside of the house because we have road, big road, and they just stop there. And we was just there and laughing, and we say, plasma catch them. And after you will see people was smiling himself and go. So these also give us indicator and say that what happens if we can get authorization to put this reactor in public place. So the idea come, this idea come now, and we say that we should make projects, make this type of devices and put it in all public place in different region of Togo, because we see instantly the effects on the people. People don't need to see the units. So we was trying to determine the rate of this power flow, and it can go until 600 meters. So what we do, we put one electrical element on the devices, and these devices can switch on and switch off. Yeah, this one. The reactor without we being there. So we make programmation to let the devices being switch on and switch off 3 times by day, 6 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock, and 6 o'clock in the evening. So we just make programmation with these small devices, and we let it at home, and 6 o'clock is switch on the reactor, and after 45 minutes, he go to switch off the devices. And when we try now to go inside, yeah, when we put this like this, respecting the polarity north and south, so when we go inside, it is too powerful, too much powerful. So what we do, we just let it like this and try now to be around the units and feel the field. But when you see north and south, when you go, you see just middle. When you are walking around this distance, when you want to go in the perpendicular way, when you cross the field of zinc oxide, you feel it. It's going to control very high at the level of your emotion, at the level of your head. It is like it switch off your head and then bring it at the high level. So when you cross the field of CO2, just you see that your body is on vibration. So we start to understand what Mr. Keshe have teach us about CO2 properties and zinc. Because when you cross the field, tap at the level of the head, when you cross the level, it shakes your body. So the testimonial we have, and we have given the device to some authority of this country to test it and give back the results.
That
This
sounds
was
like a powerful device that you have built there, Paul. Very powerful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. What did you have in mind when you built it? What was your purpose?
I just get inspiration to build one unit where I will not give water, plasma water, but just let people enter inside and get the same effect like if they drink the plasma liquid. And my object or my goal was to help people to stabilize their emotion, get the high emotion to connect with their soul. This was the goal who put us to touch and bring this unit there.
So you've tested it by like standing there, and the energy fields are projected more at your legs than at your upper body. What would happen if these units were higher up and was more like at your waist level or even head level?
When we test it, just stand up like the picture you are seeing. It is like they are charging energy from the leg to the head. So energy coming from the leg to the head. And it is very powerful. That's why we let this idea and just stay around and just walk across the field far from 10 meters from the unit. We didn't test if we bring the unit at the level of the head or at the level of the head. Maybe we have to test it. But when we see with this experience, it is like they are charging too much energy. It is like you touch electrical current. It's going through, and just 2 or 3 seconds, you change the vibration. So maybe we have to test, bring it at the level of the head, but when we let it, like you are seeing, it is too much powerful. That's why we didn't want to try to bring it at the level of the head.
Yeah, you might be flying to the next planet if you bring it to the head.
Maybe.
What are the details of the construction? Is it a single ball? And what is the speed of the electric motors?
The electric motor, you have different speeds, but the high one for this motor is 10,000 RPM. But the lower one is 500. So we can manipulate the motor like we want, but we let it at the lower level of the motors. We didn't bring it at more than 500. I just imagine if we bring it at the level of 10,000 RPM, what we can get.
You go off to the moon.
Well, you just have the two units several kilometers apart.
Yeah, and you see, we try to limit what you call a lot of electrical currents. We just get the motor and just one transformer for the motor, because the motor is 12 volts, but it takes 22 volts to transform. So we just get the transformer and just the motor. We put a lot of things outside to didn't get electrical current in these devices.
What are those motors of? Are they the electric motors you use in the fans in the car, or what?
This motor?
Yes, those motors. Are they made for?
I should not know, but I buy it at the port. At the port, there is a lot of motor there, so I just go and see it and I buy. I didn't ask them where come from the motor, but I can make the research and put information for everyone to get it.
It's very interesting because they are very high-speed motors and only 12 volts. So you could use these in your car if you want.
Yeah.
Well, it might be.
Have you tried them in your car? See if your car starts levitating.
No, I didn't try it.
These might be for like a larger base drone.
Yeah, I have also to mention that the motor is turning in anti-clock way. The two motor.
Very interesting, Paul.
Yeah, there is the same motor, but it turns on the clock wise. But this one we have to turn in anti-clock wise.
Well, if they go clockwise, you can put them upside down, hang them from the top part, so they'll go anti-clockwise also.
Okay, I didn't know this.
If you put them upside down, they turn the other way around.
Okay. So you can replicate it. It is too powerful, and you can help lot of. You know, with this device, when I put on the motor, I see the behaviors of the people of my area. It was changing dramatically. You don't need to go to them, try to convince them to come and take plasma liquid and drink. Just put it, it will cover all. It's like you are spraying CO2 and zinc oxide in your area at the high level.
You said 600 meters.
Yeah, 600 meters of rear, not diameter.
So you think, Paul, that has a calming effect or a peaceful effect or a mind clearing effect, or what are you suggesting there?
Yeah, this was our goal, how to give energy, plasma energy of CO2 and zinc to affect emotional part of man without going to them. This was the goal.
Yeah, I can see on your picture also on the right you have water bottles standing, so they will surely be affected too, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all energized now.
Yeah, yeah. If man is energized, the water also will be energized.
The area it covers, you say it's 600 meters, so that would be a diameter of about 25 meters.
Yeah. And what we do now, we try to bring what you call distilled water bottle and put it at the middle of the unit, and when you give it to the people, it have the same effects like if you give them plasma liquid.
Yeah, definitely that would work.
Yeah, and why we put it in one of teaching, Mr. Keshe was saying that if we are producing GANS and you put water just down, you will transfer energy. So when we get this motor, we just put the bottle, like Mr. Keshe was saying, but between like where the man stands, because nobody is inside, we put water inside, and we get, when we give people, we get the same effect when we was giving the plasma liquid.
Wonderful idea. Thank you so much, Paul.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Brilliant. And just to remind people, you can put everything now on the also on the testimonial website. That is kfssi.org. Flint, is that correct?
Yeah, testimonials.kfssi.org.
Thank you.
Yeah, you could arrange.
Okay, I will do it.
You could arrange these units on either side of a large water tank or water tower for municipal water supply programming.
Yeah, you can do it. Thank you for the idea.
Did you give it that shape on the wood box? Did you give it the shape for some specific reason, or just to attract the eyes? Paul, did you listen to my question? Paul, I mean, not Paul, not Paul.
He might have a problem there with his connection.
Yeah. Sorry, I was unmuted. So I was saying that the form we give have some reason. I think it is at the conference of Rome, or in one of teaching, Mr. Keshe was saying that if we want to make patch, double charge the back side and let in the front side with only one layer, and then the transfer of energy will be totally easy. So we was thinking on this base. So that's why we put backside the wood, and we put around the balls. Yeah, we put around just to drain and canalize the field easily, because the field will cross backside not at the same speed and not at the same quantity like at the front side where we didn't get nothing. So this was the reason we give this form to the unit. So everything have his reason.
It would be focusing like a reflector.
Yeah.
And what's the little window on the side for? Just to have a look at it.
Yeah, just to look how the ball was turning, because our first idea was just put money inside and then see by the smaller windows how the motor was running, just to not interfere. But when we finish and test the parameters, was changing. The setting was changing so that we didn't know, not needed to check by the windows. But the first time we was thinking that man should be inside, so to didn't interfere with the field of the reactor and the man field. So we have to put at the back side or in one side the windows to be able to see the motor running. This was the reason we have put these windows. But at the end, it is not used. We are not using the windows, so it will be better to close all parts.
It's certainly mind-blowing, eh? Flint, what do you say?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I'd like to experience what it feels like. Sounds interesting.
Yes, that must be
Going
good.
out to buy a couple of motors and put all this together in a while.
Yeah, thank you for inspiring us, Paul.
Those special glass balls, though, they look.
The sort of acrylic balls, yes. Ursula brought me some of these from Europe the beginning of this year, so I will have to test them out.
Oh, these are like snow globe balls. Right? This is like a snow globe and you screw the bottom on it.
They look like plastic,
Yeah.
don't they?
It is plastic. The body is plastic, but what I can say in French we call it the light. They put small light like the light of Christmas inside, and then when they put this ball, we get a different plane of different color of the light. So I just buy it and put the light out and just take my ball to use it. It is in plastic.
So you have not yet tested this at 10,000 RPM.
I never test it, just 500. Because with 500, with 500, we catch all the people of area, because people come and they just stand around the house. They don't know why, and we are just seeing them and laughing. So I imagine if we put it at the 10,000 PM, and when I refer to what Peter have done, you go at the high level and you get crystallization. So I was being very, very, very careful to don't go at this level to get crystallization or affect man. This was the reason I didn't go at the high level.
And Paul, I probably got it wrong at the beginning. I thought you had put a ball within a ball, but this just looks like one plastic ball that you're using. No?
I use a plastic ball and I use bubble. You know bubble?
No.
I use bubble because when we will on the motor, if we put a second ball like this one, solid one in solid one, we need obligatory water around the two, otherwise it will crash. So
yes.
we was thinking how to get the liquid turn inside, but at the double level without being crushed. So we find what we call bubble, which is like plastic. The children play with this. And then when we put it, it is like caoutchouc. It cannot crash.
Okay.
And
so it is flexible, yeah?
Interesting. Yeah, flexible. Interesting thing is when we on the motor, you will see that this bubble containing the GANS come just at the middle of the ball and make what we call a spherical system, and you see outside of the ball nothing and downside nothing, just the bubble is just at the middle, and it is very beautiful to see it. Very, very beautiful.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Is the ball
yeah.
filled completely full? Is there any air gaps in the ball? So you fill the thing.
Please?
Do you fill the sphere completely full?
Yeah.
It doesn't look as if it's full at all, or maybe it's the reflect.
Yeah, you see this one, so you can see that it is flexible one. But when you on the motor, you will see different side of this reactor. It is very, very interesting.
So this is in this picture. Are these turning, or is this still?
This is the plastic. This is the plastic. I don't know. In French, we call it auto. I don't know in English what we call it. Just we put air inside and play with this. Children put air inside and.
Oh, it is a balloon, like a party balloon? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, that's a balloon, just to see how they are. Okay, so these are balloons.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just to show. Okay.
Oh, that's so the color. So that's a blue balloon, obviously.
But these here, that's the actual ball.
Yeah.
That's spinning.
Yeah.
And there's this one, but it's a lot out of focus. We can see the banding there.
Yeah.
So what did you fill now in the balloons you were saying? So it's a party balloon, like a...
No, the party balloons are just for looks.
Inside.
They're just for tests.
Aren't they inside the plastic ball now? Paul, help us out here. Is the party balloon... Oh, it is inside the plastic, okay. And you filled it with zinc oxide and the other one with CO2, is that correct?
Yeah, and I put zinc oxide more than CO2 because I put GANS of zinc oxide 60 milliliter and then 20 milliliter of GANS water of zinc oxide inside the balloon. And then for CO2, I put 20 and 40. So the level for the GANS is not also same. Because we need, or our goal was to touch the emotional part of man. That's why we put high zinc and CO2 just less.
Why do you put the balloon inside? For if it blows up, or for it not to spill in certain instances, or what?
Please come back. I didn't get your question.
Well, why do you put the balloon inside the plastic sphere? Just to give it security so it won't break the plastic balls, or what?
I put it just on the base of the teaching we get from Mr. Keshe, because it was advising when Dr. Gatwa was presented for the first time the system where the ball was turning. And he was, Mr. Keshe advised to use double ball. That is the reason, just to allow the filler person, yeah.
Then the balloon is on the outside just for a safety precaution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something to think about now, isn't it? Brilliant.
Yeah, quite interesting, Paul. Thank you.
Very, very unusual. Thank you. Thank you so much, Paul, for your testimonial there.
You could use
Thank
sort
you.
of
Thank you.
the balls.
Please?
I was saying you could use some condoms on the balls.
Yeah, but you have to see in the condom you have some oil inside. You have to know the property of the oil. You have to be careful about the things you have to.
Without lubricant, yeah. Just as a fun note, pulling your legs sort of.
Yeah. So I don't think it is good to use it, but you can find it very easily because we use it for decoration.
Yeah, I think we're quite safe with the children balloons there, but thank you very much. Fantastic.
Well, the others are guaranteed.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah.
Excellent. Do we have anybody else? I think we had Keith actually, who was going to share something with us, and I see he's here.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't too tired.
And also Doug might have something to share too.
Oh yes.
Sure.
Well, Doug, you want to go first, or shall I?
Don't know if Doug went for coffee or something. Maybe he's back in a minute. Why don't we start with you, Keith?
Okay, I'll go ahead and share my screen then. Last year in our garden, Flint, could you kindly stop sharing, please?
There you go, sorry.
And last year, my wife had planted some snapdragons in our garden that when I was making my CO2 and zinc oxide GANSes last year, I couldn't figure out what I should do with the semi-salty rinse water from the GANS. So I figured, why not give it to my garden and put it on the plants. So 2 weeks ago, imagine our surprise when we found our snapdragon had popped up. Now, the very interesting thing about this is snapdragons are an annual flower and shouldn't spring up after another year. So my wife is calling them her miracle babies. And this picture right here was taken actually when they first bloomed 2 weeks ago, and the previous picture was last week. And they're beautiful flowers that just sprung up.
That's wonderful, yeah.
And just from some CO2 and zinc GANS water tossed in my garden. And last testimonial, I had a rose that stayed green until January, until we had our first couple of snows. So that same water produced this.
Did you sprinkle with them, or did you give the water to the earth?
I kind of sprayed it out of a 60, 70 milliliter syringe that I had for gathering up the GANS. And I can actually show you guys some GANS that I produced. I don't know if you guys like to see this, but I tried a different method the other week of collecting and separating my zinc plates in basically plastic bags inside my collection container. And then I had some nano-coated copper scrubbing pads that I put in a separate bag, also in the container. And then on the other side of the box, I put a second zinc plate that was longer than the first one. And I produced what appears to be a zinc oxide, a CO2 or possibly two CO2s, and a very interesting GANS that I can't quite explain, but I can show you on my camera if you guys would like to see that.
Yes, why don't you share with us, Keith?
Okay. So here's the, actually I'm going to start with a little sample bottle that I have of the GANS, and it's a actual combination, and I'm just going to use a flashlight here to help illuminate this, but it's very fluffy and really white. I don't know if that's too much light or enough.
A little too much light, yeah. There we go. That's better. Oh, just without it is okay. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, but it likes to hold on to the sides of the bottles, and there's like large particles in it. I don't know.
It looks actually a bit heavy, like there's loads of it in there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
And you assume
that's the combination of the
and CO2, or
this is the combination of the two. They're actually mixed in this bottle because I was going to give that away to a friend. And in the larger container, this is the one that I think you might need a little more light with this one.
Could you go back a bit towards you? Yes. Yep. Yeah. And that is a different one, or is that?
Yeah, this is the one from the shorter plate, and you notice it kind of likes to hang on the side of the bottle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. So if it mixes up, does it settle out fast?
It likes to stay in solution for a while.
So it takes longer than a few hours then to settle.
It takes longer than a few hours for this one to settle. And I just spilled a little water on my keyboard. Let me get that up real quick.
Have you noticed any difference when you hold them? I assume that you can feel.
Yeah, this is the other one that settles out quite a bit quicker, and it's larger particles. But it likes to hang on the side of the jar as well. And this one tends to settle pretty quick. That's why I'm thinking this one's probably more of a zinc.
We could make our own GANS snow globes.
Yeah, I was just thinking that looks like a proper snow globe. Good idea, though, Flint. Well done.
Yeah, and I just was doing an experiment, with isolating the different components to it. And then this one is the really interesting one. This was in my copper container with the nano-coated copper. And I'm noticing that there's a little bit of an orange tinge. Here, let me lift it up. Get at a better angle here.
Back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Up. This is black.
This is black. Now, I had 2 nano-coated copper scouring pads. And again, it likes to hold to the side of the jar as well. I'm thinking this is probably nano copper, possibly. with a little bit of brownish orange on the top. That's
could that be
up here.
could that be the deuterium GANS that Mr. Keshe was talking about?
Well, it came off of nano-coated copper, so I have no idea. But it's very interesting to say the least.
Was there a high voltage that you put to it?
No voltage. This was all done with a LED and lead clips that are normal, like alligator test lead clips, and no contact between any of the materials. It was all in 3 separate bags inside a shoebox sized plastic container that had salt water in it. It was a 20% salt solution in distilled water. And I had water in all 3 bags. And in the copper one, it turned orangish and black, crusty, and it got kind of solid as well. And these particles like to clog up the syringe. But as you can see, here, I'll shake it. Now it's a big black mush, but it settles out after a couple hours as well.
Looks like you produced oil or something, huh?
No, I don't know what I produced, but I had some get on my hand, and I felt something like immediately in my brain and third eye area. It was just like, zoom, like a sledgehammer, and then I had a copper taste in my mouth. So I don't know what it is, but since I was sharing.
Excellent, thank you. That's very unusual, yeah. I've never seen a dark color like that.
And again, I had 2 nano-coated copper scouring pads in the same bag next to each other, and I had one connected to one zinc plate with an LED, and then I had the other one connected to the other zinc plate with the LED, and I created those GANSes that I've shown you right there just from field effects. The only materials that were actually in the same bag were the 2 nano-coated copper scrub puffs.
So they have never touched the salt water, is that what you're saying?
No, they touched salt water, but I had a little bit of the salt water from the main container in each bag, so it was a common effect.
And the bags were in the salt water with that, or
the bags were in the salt water, but they were sealed.
Okay, so they
were completely isolated from the main container, which also has some white precipitate in the bottom. I'm not sure if that's salt or GANS or what. And just kept in there for 2 weeks.
And this black stuff formed in the main container.
Took a couple of weeks to make it.
Yes. It didn't produce super fast, but it has a really pristine, pure white, fluffy CO2 and zinc. If that other stuff is zinc. Because it settles so quickly, that's why I was thinking it was zinc.
Did you have also amino acid?
The container was actually had a top on it, and I didn't really see any amino acid in it because I actually kept the lid on it.
Okay. Interesting.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing, Keith.
No problem. My pleasure.
More experiments for everyone. Thank you. Great.
Doug, you still there? Or? Hello, Doug.
Well, if Doug isn't available.
Yes, brother.
Oh, there he is.
I'm sorry, I was feeding my face in the other room. I wanted to step away for a second. I'd already talked to Keith, so I knew what he was sharing there, so I was feeding my face. Sorry.
Lovely to hear you. Do you have anything for us, Keith? Sorry, not Keith. Doug. Anything you'd like to share with us?
Oh, Yeah, I've got several different things I can share, but we'll stick on one thing. We've been at it for quite a while. There'll be some beautiful things shared today too. Thank each and every one of you. I was telling Keith earlier, and some of you know I posted a picture in the chat in the classroom chat the other day that I had constructed another cup, a new one, with a little bit of a, instead of just the nano coated copper and CO2 inside my cup, I went ahead and added a little bit of CH3 for some energy, and just a drop of copper oxide and some zinc. And I'm still in the testing parameters of my new cup, but my initial response is that although I put the CH3 in it expecting to get a certain amount of energy, this particular combination in the nano at the first initial stages appears to do opposite of what I thought it was going to do. In other words, I thought it was going to give me more energy, and the combination seems to have done the reverse. It seems to make me extremely tired. I've drank from the cup on 3 different occasions, and I let someone else try it yesterday. They reported the same thing, a really tired sensation and wanting to just stretch out and relax about an hour after drinking from the cup. And my first initial test results are showing that the pH is dropping instead of raising with my meters. And I'm using a controlled spring water. That's a commercial spring water, so it's not out of anywhere near me. It is a local spring water, but we purchased it through the store in a jug. So I tested it first with an alkalinity level of 7.08, and the undissolved solids and the electric conductivity in parts per million. And every one of these stayed the same except the pH. The undissolved solids, the electrical conductivity, and the parts per million all stayed the same. But what was a drastic change in the water structure just within a few hours was the fact that the pH went down instead of up. When I constructed my CO2 cup, the pH raises, almost within an hour, and after 4 hours it starts really climbing. 24 hours you'll see a noticeable incline and level off, and that'll be about the period where it tops off, I call it. And I usually just stop right there with my testing parameters and go back to another control subject, whatever the case may be. In this particular instance, like I said, the pH goes down, it doesn't go up. And it may be the combination of the nano GANSes that I've mixed in with the copper. Everybody may have not have seen it. I'll show somebody will allow me to show screen. I'll dig it out real quick here and pull it up for everyone so they can see it here. Yeah, there it is. All right, we'll pull it up here, and then let me get back to here.
So you felt tired?
Yes, it's and I told my friend, I made a joke. I said, "Oh, I have found the perfect thing for anxiety and sleep disorders," and half of America suffers from that. So
it's the Sleeping Beauty cup.
Yeah. Well, here's the cup, and you can see now. Disregard it's still dirty at the top. I haven't cleaned it off real well. But this is a 16-ounce nano copper sleeve inside of it, and these are the GANSes. You can see the copper oxide GANS, the little pieces of blue in there. You can see the CO2 GANS, the little flakes of white, and of course the zinc is really close in color, so you can't really identify the zinc so well, but you can see the CH3 has given it a mud color texture, and so. Those are the basic ones, and I did this because listening to Miss Caroline the other day, talk about putting the other GANSes around a cup and get more benefit out of it. So that was my thinking behind that.
Do you have a percentage on those?
Do what, Flint?
Do you have a percentage or amounts of each?
I still didn't hear you, brother.
A percentage or amounts of each of the GANSes?
Yes, no problem. It has the most is 20 milliliters of the CO2 gas. Is 20 milliliters. Now the copper oxide, I was using some of my dried powder that I've had for quite some time. It's really fine, really refined, and really clean. It was just a dash. I just put a dash in there of the copper oxide. The CH3 was 6 milliliters, and the zinc was 6 milliliters. And the rest of it was filled up with CO2 plasma water. So even though it don't look like it, the cup is completely full all the way to where I sealed it at the top there with the epoxy. And like I said, I haven't cleaned the lip of that cup off yet and smoothed it down. That was right after I had actually the transformer sitting on top of it, weighting it down while, during the epoxy while it's drying there. So this is a picture where it's not even cleaned up yet. But these were my initial findings from the cup, how different that it made me feel compared to my other cup. It made it so much different that, I've already rebuilt another CO2 cup because this one here is a little too harsh for me to drink from. Something else I noticed from this, and it was also confirmed by one other person. Like I said, this cup was just built a few days ago, so I've only had one other person test this. And they said the same thing, and I didn't say anything to them. I said, please tell me, if you can tell any difference in the taste in this and in the other water. And he said the same exact thing I did, that this had a real plastic taste, and it's really strange because none of my other cups have done this. I've never made the combination like this with any of the cups either, with all the GANSes and a nano-material inside the cup. But we were joking as to whether, I told him I felt the same thing, is that it tasted like a really strong plastic. I told him it gave me the impression of, I'm sure some of you have taken a vitamin and how they taste. When you take a vitamin, they've got that unique taste. I don't know what it is, but I'm not a big fan of it. And this reminded me so much of that. And he said it reminded him of a plastic taste, and I said, well, yeah, that's kind of the same thing that I was getting at, because to me that's what that vitamin, like a plastic taste to it. So we didn't know if I'd built the field effect in there to where it's actually pulling from the plastic into the cup. I told him I didn't think so, but this would need further testing to see that if there was a repeated pattern in being able to, if it actually just laid you down after about an hour from drinking it, So I've done 3 test results. Each time I drink from the cup within an hour, I'm just exhausted. I'm just tired, and it goes away. It's not very long lived. I don't have to drink but a few drinks from the cup in order to get that effect either. And like I said, my friend stopped by yesterday. I let him try it. I went back to his place about an hour and a half yesterday afternoon. Me and the girls went over there to get some river cane. And I asked him, that was the first thing I said. I said, how do you feel? He said, oh, man, I don't like that cup, dude. He said, I wanted to come home and go to bed. So it done the same thing to him as that it did to me. So I've still got some more testing to do with it and to see, what kind of other effects that it might have. With certain things. I haven't had the opportunity to check yet whether if not, which I know that it has the properties in there to decontaminate water. All of those elements are there, but I haven't tried it. I've got some good spots around here that have some pretty contaminated water, and I was going to get some samples and do some more testing. But this is all I have right now. Maybe next time we can share some agriculture or something. I've got tons of files. This is just something I could share today with everybody.
Douglas, you can use it for your good night cup.
Yeah, I told a friend that. Yeah, that's what I told him yesterday. The good thing about this is you can take a few drinks and just go right to sleep.
No need for your nightly beer, and it's the Sleeping Beauty cup.
I don't drink, Flint, but yeah, I agree with those out there that do. This is you know, and that was my thought. You know, that's what I told my friend yesterday. I said, you know what? You know, one of the things I wanted to do most in this world was help drug addicts and alcoholics because they're so bound by this trap that they're caught in of chemicals. You know, it's just a chemical addiction, whether it's alcohol or drugs. It's chemical. You know, so you know, it's been one of my greatest desires to help those people because there's so many millions and millions and millions of them out there. And what a better life they could live without you know, and it's not, you know, that they want to, it's they have to live like that. You know, they'll die if they don't because their bodies have become so accustomed to living that way. You know, so they have to either, you know, have a means and a way of breaking these chains of addiction, you know, with love and a support system, which most of them don't have, or we need to come up with a better way. So, yeah, this has been in the back of my mind since day one while I've been working on this stuff, was to come up with a pad, cup, combination of different things to alleviate the drug addict and alcoholic and any of those that might be bound by, you know, that grasp that they're caught in, and be able to correct things that are wrong with us in the nano level. But, you know, this is just what my intention. So, you know, I hope that this is, you know, it's my wish. So, you know, I hope that this comes about in a way that it can benefit, you know, those people that are really in those kind of dire straits.
Douglas?
Yes, sir.
Douglas, do you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Jalal. We hear.
Yes, sir.
Do you still have your dancing GANS?
Yeah, I've still got the bubbling GANS.
Still bubbling?
Yeah, it does when you activate it, or if you look at it really ugly. Yeah, you know, I say that in jest, but really I'm not, because I think that thing senses, and I call it a thing. You notice that it senses intentions, because if you're in a really good mood when you're around that stuff, you know, the second you notice it, it really starts coming alive and bubbling it. You know, if you're in a really bad mood, you know, you have to thump the container to get it to bubble. It's really strange. You know, but I've noticed different peculiarities about it. And I discovered a long time ago that when the reaction stops occurring, I call it as volatile as the first initial reaction, that all I have to do is add aluminum. I can add aluminum GANS to the GANS mixture, or I can just add a piece of aluminum to it, and it'll do the same thing. A matter of aluminum, even in the GANS, will break down in under the GANS. There's a reaction that occurs down there with that aluminum, and it just continues to go. So the aluminum kind of like feeds that, I guess you might say. And that was the key to figuring all that out in my notes, and you know, and Clint replicating it from the Philippines was, you know, the missing ingredient was the aluminum at a certain voltage. You know, when we make a GANS and when we put an aluminum in there, and we put a voltage to the aluminum, something pretty amazing happens. You know, the key to that was not putting a voltage on the other composites inside that GANS. You know, it was the voltage was only on the aluminum. So there's a very unique reaction that occurs. And at first we thought it was a gas, but and I guess it would be in a certain parameter, but it's, you know, it's more of a solid because it's the actual GANS that's lifting up from the bottom. It's not an air bubble. I mean, even though it's round and spherical as it comes up, you can see it's solid in nature because it's filled with the GANS from below. It's a very unique, and I've mixed some aluminum in some different GANSes also to get a similar reaction, and not just using the composite the way I was. So
Nice to hear that. Thank you.
you're more than welcome, brother. And like I said, I've got tons of ag photos and you know, different experiments and you know, all kinds of data. You know,
And with spring coming up, you'll be able to test out your garden again.
yes, I actually brought 4 of my strawberry plants with me. I've got to start all over again now, and I had a big crop, so it may take me a couple years to get my strawberries back to where they were. But,
Nah, just water them with CO2.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. But they only they only lay over and start growing, once a year. Right after the berries are ripe, then they'll start vining out and they'll reroot. So I started out with 4 this year. I'll probably have 8 to 12 by the end of the season. Maybe if I'm lucky, 16. And next year it'll double, maybe even more. So it'll take me a couple years to get back to the size of a patch I had. Now, with that being said, I can take pictures for you right now. I've got 4 strawberry plants that I pulled up from my other garden in Missouri that have been watered continuously with CO2 GANS. Brought them here, left them in a container, a plastic container, for a good month because of the temperatures here, were too harsh to set them in the ground. I set them at the 1st of April. Had to cover them up last night, but those 4 plants have so many, they have more berries than they have leaves. I mean, literally, they're green right now, but there's probably 20 berries on each plant. And they look ridiculous because there's only like 4 or 5 leaves off each plant because I transplanted, just 4 sets of roots. So they look pretty strange with all those berries on that little bitty plant. And I guess I should have taken some pictures of them, but I will for next week.
Yeah, just take some pictures just to have them in this stage. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got a lot of other things. My son wanted to start a lemon tree today, and my youngest one, believe it or not, is on to me about the spaceship more than you would believe. He wanted to know today, why he calls this the old house, because it is an old house. And he asked me, he said, why do we have to move to this old house? And he said, how are we going to get the spaceship to make this old house fly, Dad? So, because the other house was quite a bit smaller. It was only 1 level, and this one has a basement. And, so he's very concerned on how we're going to get the spaceship to get the big old house up off the ground. He had me going this afternoon, asking me all kinds of questions. So we decided that we would grow a lemon tree. He brought me a lemon seed. So we are going on with a lemon tree, and I have successfully grown some citrus in the past, but I have never, ever, due to where I live in the United States, have ever been able to keep one alive longer than 7 years. And even at that time frame, these things really grow slow in my climate. So I'm going to try to see what I can do with knowing what I know with nano-GANS and agriculture now, and see if I can't manipulate the plant a little bit to accommodate for not being Florida.
you might have a full-size lemon tree and lemons on it by fall.
That would be lovely, because I love lemon. That's what I'm drinking right now, lemon water.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Doug, for your show.
Thank you, guys. And thank all of you for sharing today. Some beautiful stuff out there. Really beautiful stuff.
Hey, I got a breaker. That black stuff is kind of settled and the water is kind of brownish. Did you guys want to see that?
Yeah, go ahead for a few seconds.
Yes. Now,
well, that means that it's showing kind of like the copper that's in it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is my camera working?
It's a black screen right now.
Oh, there we go. And let there be light. Now, Doug suggested I try a black light on it, and I just so happen to have one.
Keith, what I'm looking for with the light is field interaction. You're going to have to do this probably on your own. We won't be able to see it, not in this angle. You'd have to photo it with a camera facing down with the liquid in a container, and then shine the blue light on it to see if there's a field interaction in the blue spectrum. That's what I was explaining to you. And then switch over to the red spectrum and see if there's a stronger or weaker interaction in the red spectrum of light. We find that capacitance is really high in the blue spectrum. So there's a lot of energy in the blue spectrum of light, and plasma seems to react a lot stronger in the blue spectrum than it does the red.
Okay. Well, if you want, I can send you a sample in either a 5 milliliter or 10 milliliter bottle.
I told you I'd love to have one just for testing. I'd love to have a sample of that to test myself. So yeah, it'd be wonderful to put it under the scope and put it through a few test parameters. So I'd love to have a sample. Yes, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I think we'll wrap it up here for today. And if you have any, if we didn't get to you today, I do apologize. Hopefully everyone got their testimonial in though, but we'll be back next month. So in June, it will be June 12th. That's a Monday, of course. Monday, June 12th is our next public meeting for testimonials. Again, at the same time, 6 p.m. Universal Time, 8 p.m. CEST time.
I just want to thank Danny and you, Flint, for doing this. It's fantastic to see what people are doing. And we get a lot of inspiration, I think, all of us, from what is presented. So thank you very much. And of course, thank you to Mr. Keshe and Caroline, who is the originator of all this magic stuff. Thank you.
Yes. You're welcome, and thank you all for your wonderful experiments and taking the plasma to the next level.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you very, very much.
And everyone who presented. It was a very interesting evening. Thank you so much. And also Flint, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. And this obviously is recorded, and it will be on our YouTube channel. We have a nice playlist there of all the public testimonial meetings we've had so far. So, any last words, Danny?
Yeah, I just wish you all a wonderful night or a good morning or wherever you are. And looking forward to see you again in June. Did you say 12th of June, yeah?
Yep, 12th of June.
Fantastic.
Same time, same place.
Beautiful. Thank you all. Love you all. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye for now.
Thank you very much.